My name is Gethin Christine Morris, and this is Joy Yoga. I'm so happy to be here with you this morning. We're going to get started with a mantra to Ganesh, or invoking Ganesh. And Ganesh is an incredible force that merges the divine masculine and feminine, that merges wisdom and knowledge, that merges everything that seemingly has polarity and brings it into unity. And by doing so, removing these obstacles or perceived obstacles that appear before us, within us, or on our path. I did my 200-hour training. I completed it back in 2013. I've been teaching yoga a long time. And one of the mantras that we learned during that training was this exact one. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. And if we need any more literal, it's really translated, salutations to the remover of obstacles. It prepares us for the attainment of personal power and assists in the purification of ego. We'll do it 5 times. Go ahead and join or listen and let the words wash over you, into you, and allow it to kind of, if you can feel it, tap into those subtle energies of your atoms and everything starting to kind of move around and tingle. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. Om Ganapataya Namaha. Om Ganapataya Namaha. Om Ganapataya Namaha. Om Ganapataya Namaha. Come to a comfortable seat, comfortable easy pose, or with half lotus, full lotus, hips to heels, heels to hips. Bring your hands to Samastihiti in prayer pose. The parts of your thumb are gently touching your sternum, your fingers are outstretched, and your palms, the outer lining of your palms, are connected. And there's this beautiful vessel in your hands. And allow yourself to attract, to magnetize the exact energy that you are wanting to work with throughout your practice today. I will offer an intention and then we will get started. Coming from Ganesh, I'm going to work with the union of the divine masculine and feminine. And from there, all things are possible. We are never as limited as we believe we are. We are always beyond anything that our mind can come up with. So I'm going to tap into that eternal source, the unlimited, unrestricted, unrestrained, eternal source, and that energy, and bring it in to our practice today. Beautiful. Okay, We're going to come into a tabletop. Knees underneath the hips, and you can have it a little bit wider. Your wrists under the shoulders, and immediately we're going to engage the core, pull it to the spine, and take some big circles here with our hips and our shoulders, and maybe stretching forward, stretching back. Tap into your breath and really kind of play with where you are today with your breath. Make sure you do have props close by. Strap is always nice. Blocks, bolster, any kind of pillows, chairs, walls, everything at home in your space can be used. And then begin to tap into your ujjayi breath. Constrict the back of the throat just a little bit. Breathing in and out through the nose. Holding that and maintaining the restriction. There's like a valve. It's a valve process. It really is a pranayama, this ujjayi breath, because you are maintaining this restriction by contracting your muscles in your throat. And then ease your way into a child's pose, balasana. Maybe your toes come to touch your forehead to the mat, and start to creepy crawl your fingertips and really stretch. You want your nice extension in the elbows. And feel the outer parts of the shoulders start to open. The shoulder girdle has a lot of moving parts to it, and it's incredible what it does for our torso. And it seems the emotional, physiological part too, we tend to carry more in our shoulders and our neck. So we want you to let that go. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Beautiful. Coming back up to tabletop. Now really get aligned here. Knees under the hips. Wrists under the shoulders. Core is engaged. You've got a neutral neck right now. And you're, of course, puffing up in the shoulders. You don't want to be collapsing. Push, push, push. Wonderful. And take a deep breath in. And as you do that, you're opening up your belly, your spine in a way that really is bringing extension through the lumbar, the thoracic, and the cervical. And then exhale, pulling the belly to spine. Now you're rounding over for some flexion in the spine. On the exhale, you can use it to squeeze your core in and allow the chin to come to the chest. And a nice overarching and a tuck in the neck. And then inhale, coming back up for cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Curl the toes under. You're going to start to come into a plank. If this is a little too much right off the bat, keep the knees planted. Still curl the toes. Still curl the toes under, but you're going to want to have straight legs eventually, working your way up. Your heels are pushing into the ankles. And then lower the core. Once you know how the heels are pushing down into the mat or towards the mat, and you've got this deep flexion in the ankles. Beautiful. And holding this is really good for the core. And maybe go backwards and forwards, just offering a little bit more opening in the wrists and the ankles. Deep breath in, elongate through the back of the head. Exhale, downward dog. And getting comfortable here. Maybe pedaling out the knees. Releasing the head. And bringing the core in as much as you can and finding that elongation through the whole spine. Just like in Samastahiti, we have this open vessel in between the palms. Same thing here, but the other hand is the mat. You don't want a flat hand. You want like a cup. So the outer part of the hand is engaged to the mat. The tops of the fingertips are also engaged. And then as you feel the opening in the backs of the legs and your hamstrings, all the way down through your entire sciatica, come deeper into this pose with every breath. Inhale, gaze to the top of the mat, and then step, hop, or float, hands to feet for a deep forward fold. Take it a little wide here. Bend the knees, and then just sandwich your torso over the thighs. Engage the glutes, and you're still engaging your core and releasing the back of the head. You want a lot of release here. You can have your hands floating down to the mat, or you can tuck your elbows into your hands. And if you want, you can take a bind behind. You can do it soft, keeping the elbows bent. Or you can straighten the arms and bring the outside of the hands out and up and over. Good. Toe heel your feet to touch. Release the bind if you have one. Straighten out the legs as much as you can. And on your next deep inhale, you're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Pulling the belly in. Your belly is key to having a strong back. Without a strong core, you're susceptible to injury in the back. Open up, roll the shoulders back. Lift the rib cage up off the waist. Good. Shine the palms forward. Tadasana, standing mountain pose. And as you're doing a body scan, just check in with the balls of the feet and the heels. And you can kind of bring the toes up and place them on the ground. Check your knees, check your calves, check your thighs, your glutes, your shoulders, your pectorals, your triceps. And then just this nice relaxation. It's like everything's been taken off of the neck. And now you're just reaching up tall through the crown. And you can have that bind again. So you can do Samastahiti behind you. Prayer pose. That's really nice. It's really nice if you're used to carrying little kids all the time, because it's the complete opposite. The twisting of the elbow and the shoulder are in counter pose to holding a sack of potatoes or your babies in your arms. So I'm going to stick with this. Or you can interlace your fingers just like we were in ragdoll, and twist them out, palms facing out, and then lifting them up with straight elbows. And as you feel the bind, unwind these knots in the muscle, unwind the pattern in the structure of our muscles and our skeleton. It's really creating a healing effect. You're going to change the position in Tadasana. And it's subtle. You're going to feel different openings, and then a new space is opened in the shoulders and the shoulder blades. One more deep breath. Very good. Slowly unwind the bind. Very good. And bring up your arms. Inhale, fingertips to touch. Exhale, open up to the left. Just a nice little twist here, keeping the hips facing forward. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, twisting to the right, keeping the right hip rocking forward. Shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, up. Exhale, mini back bend. Inhale, up. Bring the hands down through heart center, coming down into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Squeezing those shoulder blades together and extending out the cervical spine. And exhale, hands to mat. Bring the toes all the way back for a beautiful plank. You can have your knees on the mat as well. Taking an inhale here and an exhale, slightly rock forward and squeeze the elbows in. Coming down slow for Chaturanga Dandasana. Flip the tops of the feet over. And if you're ready for upward dog, come into a full upward dog. If you're not quite there yet, lower the legs to the mat. You can come up for cobra. You can even take another bind here and bring the shoulders back. If you're in Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, you're going to keep the legs lifted, shoulders back. And eventually, if it feels good, looking up. Lowering the knees as you flip the toes over, and then go on back for downward dog. Inhale, gaze to the top of the mat. Exhale, step, hop, or float, feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, all the way up. Extended mountain pose. Exhale, mini back bend. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale. Exhale, open up for a twist to the left. Inhale, up. Exhale, opposite side, twist. Inhale, up. Fingertips touch, mini back bend one more time. Take another breath here. And back up, exhale, release, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, moving through your vinyasa. Exhale down for Bhujangasana or upward dog. And then flip the toes over, send your heels and hips back. Down dog. Inhale, look up to the top of the mat. Exhale, step, hop, or float. Feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. All the way up for extended mountain pose. Exhale, open up. Use the triceps. And inhale, all the way up. Exhale, open. The tricep brings it back. Inhale, open. Exhale, mini back bend. One more breath. All the way up to center. And then reverse swan dive all the way down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, you can float back or do an awkward hop for plank. And then coming down for Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Take a breath here. Release through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, release. Very good. Inhale, lift up the back right leg. Bend the knee and stack the right hip over the left. Straighten out the leg and then bring the knee to the nose. Inhale, back up and straight. Exhale, knee crosses over to the left. Good. Inhale, exhale to the outside of the right elbow. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, bring it through to in between your hands. And kind of play around here with a stretch. This is a really good psoas major stretch. While you have your toes to the mat, but your heel lifted, you're pushing your heel away from you. And then you have your rib cage lifted. And it's really good to get deep into the core where that psoas meets the hip flexor. And your knee is still over your ankle. Yep. Good. Coming to center, bringing the arms up and back. Have a bind. So you can have just the tops of your forearms on your low back. Or you can do prayer pose. Or opposite, interlacing this time with your fingers. And like I said, prayer pose right now, reverse for me, is a good place for me to be. And it's all about your body, your practice. So we're in crescent lunge, really engaging all parts of the leg. As the bind works its magic, you're going to find more space. And I want you to explore that and dig into it deeply. Releasing the bind. It's really good for me. And then go ahead and bring your left foot to meet the right all the way up. Extended mountain, mini back bend. That's beautiful. Go ahead. And this time, we're going to come into chair pose. So just sinking down. Oh, I'm like, why is this so awkward? Because I don't have my hands out. So arms up, squatting back, belly to spine here. You can have your hands to heart center. It was just confusing me for a second. You're like a lightning bolt. And then we're going to bring the elbow to the outside, your right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Rock the right hip back a little. Don't bring it up. You can open. Yeah, that's good. Center left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Rock the left hip back down. If you open on one side, you can open on the other. Very good. And then coming all the way up, mini back bend. And beautiful. Exhale, coming down, arms wide open with your wingspan. Forward fold. Half lift. And then exhale, coming through your vinyasa. Meeting in down dog. Inhale, bring the left foot high. Bend the knees, stack the left hip over the right. Very good. Straight leg, deep breath in, knee to nose, coming forward on the wrists with the shoulders over. Inhale, back up. Exhale, cross the knee to the outside of the left elbow. Back up, and then exhale, knee to the outside of the left elbow. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bring the foot in between the hands. Play around with the stretch. And then sink deeply into this lunge with your left heel still raised. Sorry, right. Your knee is stacked over your ankle. And you can have your hands, your fingertips to the mat. You want to focus on lifting the ribs up off the waist. There's this magic that happens here. Is how deep you can get into your hip flexor, all the muscles that connect to it in the femoral bone. And that glorious psoas. It also helps open up that low back because the psoas can cause a lot of drama. So you're offering new patterns, new muscle memory for these delicious muscles that give us spine health. Good. Now coming up all the way, you can have your arms straight up in prayer pose or take a bind. I'm just going to keep working on this. You're lifting, finding more space. And then with your breath, allowing a deepening of this pose. Using your inner eye to do a body scan, really visualize what's engaged, what's talking, what's just being lazy. You gotta wake it up, sleepy. Say sleepy. Wake up, wake up. Oh, all right. And then go ahead, release the bind. And then bring the right foot to meet the left. Big extended mountain pose. Shake out that bind. Bring the palms to touch, fingertips to touch. Inhale, reach up, exhale, mini back bend, and take 3 breaths here. 3 rounds of breath. Beautiful. Exhale, release the arms, shake it out. Very good. While we're here, we've got the blood flowing. Let's do some twisting, but come to a solid stance. So maybe 1.5 feet, 18 inches roughly. Your feet could be under your hips or just a little bit outside. Slight bend in the knees. Bring the fingertips to your shoulders. Deep breath in the center. Exhale. Exhale as you twist. So hard to cue. Inhale will happen naturally in the center. Exhale, twist, forcing your diaphragm, and your belly is pushing it out. And we're going to do that several times. You work up to the pace that you want to. Deep breath in and begin. And then take a deep breath in. And then exhale, bring the arms out to the side. Deep breath in. Bend the knees, bring up the energy. All the way, exhale. And just kind of wave the hands, widen the feet. And feel the energy moving through your spine and every other part of your body. Okay, and slowly in big side and slow motions, you're going to bring up all the way to standing, all the way up. Good. And coming on down. Wonderful. Okay, let's do some warrior poses. So since we're standing, if you want a sip of water, please have some. I don't know if I've got water down here. I do. Lovely. The lovely separator makes a huge, ginormous room into 2 usable, separate, functioning spaces. It's great. Okay, let's do warrior 1. We're in that psoas. Let's keep it up, right? We want that open. So we're going to start with the left foot. Step it back. Your toes about 45 degrees out. Widen your feet stance as appropriate. So for men, it can be more narrow. For women, it can be a little wider. And for some, like myself, it's a little wider than that. So it's really, and it could be switched, right? You just want a very good sense of center, the ability to keep your ribs up off the waist. You're going to feel it when you that's a big one. And then huge energy coming from your heel, your calf, the back of your knee, your hamstring, your glute, squeezing, right? And then your knee is going to be right over your ankle. So again, this psoas muscle right in here, and it's deep in the core. It's opening, it's lengthening, and it's minuscule. Take your arms up, reach, reach, reach. Bring in the divine masculine energy from the sky. Bring up the divine feminine energy from the earth. And then if you want, take a bind. It's like bind day. I've got Oh, I'm going to do opposite fingers this time. Get the palms facing out. My hair is stuck. And then lifting the hands up. Sinking back into that pose, lifting with my core. And releasing with my shoulders. Yeah, good. Sometimes we have to overcompensate in our yoga practice to make up for the all day, all night things that we do with our muscles. It's like, I'm going to use this whole practice to unwind my right shoulder. I'm going to use this whole practice to strengthen my core, to alleviate the pain in my back. And that's the beauty of it. An hour of yoga, if you're linking your breath to your movements, really using the control of the diaphragm, you are releasing so much stress. You're lowering your cortisol levels. And you are giving so much space. And it's incredible what can happen in that time frame. Even 20 minutes. Good. I love Warrior One. That's why we're here for a while. It's like I can feel my legs shaking and like I have to keep reminding myself, go deeper. All right, now we're gonna go into Humble Warrior. So go ahead and bend. Your torso comes the inside of the leg. You can have your hands to the mat or keeping the bind. And I might just do a gentle one right now. Bring your fingers together, put your palms out. You can straighten your arms, or right now, I'm really using my left hand to wrap around my right forearm and pulling in that right shoulder a little bit. I closed my eyes. Okay, I'm going to try it again. Release the head. Humble Warrior. Proud Warrior? What did I say? I think I said proud. It's humble. We're humbled. We're bowing. Okay. Bring your hands to the mat and then lift. Lift on up and open for Warrior Two. Legs stay the same, but you might be able to go a little deeper in that right leg. You're just opening up your hips. You're really twisting in this upper thoracic part of your spine. Your shoulders are twisting open. Different lines of energy being activated here. And then inhale, reach forward. Exhale, tick-tock the arms, extended side angle. You can have it straight up and down. Oh, that feels so good. It's nice because without collapsing in your arm, you can use your elbow to the inside of that right knee and open up. Bringing your left shoulder a little bit like the energy is behind you. Or you can have it all the way up and out for one long line of energy here. Which I can feel this in my outer ribs. And I think that's about as long as I can handle being in that. Woo! Go ahead and straighten the front leg. You can bring your right arm up and stretch it this way for a reverse triangle. Okay, whew. Let's bring the left foot to meet the right. Walk it out. Walking it out. That's good. Now we're gonna bring the right foot back. Do it over here. Warrior One. Virabhadrasana 1. So again, widen and adjust your stance. Toes are about 45 out. Once you get everything nice and lined up, do the body scan. That's everything like turning online. And go ahead if you want and have a bind here. You can go simple or difficult. The key is, remember to have your shoulders rolled away from your ears and your belly to your spine. Now you can keep this bind as you lower for humble warrior. Why do I want to keep saying proud? I don't know. Or you can bring your hands to the mat, lower your torso, and then do the bind. When you're looking back at your leg too, I was just noticing my quad got a little sleepy, so I had to wake it up. Engage it. Go ahead, release the bind. My stance is a little off here. My toes feel a little weird. Okay, coming on up. You can be here for a few more breaths. I know this doesn't look like much, but it's doing wonders right now. Deep breath in, releasing the bind. Exhale, opening up for warrior two. And feel for your knee over the ankle. Just gonna come back a little more. We're gonna do extended side angle. The breath is building heat in the body, and it's creating a very, I was gonna say lubricant environment, but like wet, what is the word I'm looking for? I'm looking for it in my mind. So that it's easier for your muscles to move and stretch. Okay, inhale, reach forward. Exhale, extended side angle, using the elbow to the inside of your knee, and then bringing that right shoulder and the energy behind you, allowing a nice deep opening in the torso. And you can extend that arm so one long line of fascia is being activated, this train. Fingertips to the heel. All right, beautiful. Coming up, straightening out that front leg, bringing the left arm up, reverse warrior or triangle, and then go ahead and kind of just walk it out. Bring the right leg to meet the left, and then if you'd like a sip of water, go for it. Good. Okay, wonderful. How are we feeling? Good? Good. Let's come down. Come down to seated. Okay, we've done a lot of work, a lot of opening. And now I'd like to see if we can get into fire log pose. I guess that's the yin term. I get them mixed up. It's not quite half lotus. It's you're stacking your right heel over your left knee, your right knee over your left ankle. Straight spine. So this is a good one to elevate your sacrum or your buttocks with a pillow, a bolster, just to make sure you can keep the integrity of the spine. Pulling the core in, releasing the shoulders, and just allowing these hips to open nice and beautifully. The knees, the ankles. And you're going to rock side to side a little bit, very slowly. And bring the right hand down, extend the left arm up and over. It's like a seated extended angle, except it's really just in the torso. You can bring your forearm all the way down to the mat if you'd like, as long as your hips stay planted. The knees can be up. It can look like this, as long as your spine is straight. And it might help in that case to use like a block to help support. So when you're coming over, you've got something for your knee to rest on. That's a really good way to do that. And again, you can use the energy of your right shoulder to move the left shoulder back behind for a nice deep opening. Inhale up to center, exhale, you're coming over to the other side. And it is a little different because you can use a block here too. Use a block underneath your elbow or forearm. And open. Coming up to center, extending the feet out, giving your knees a little shake. Yeah. And then doing it over. So left ankle over the right knee, left knee over the right ankle. And feel free to use pillows and blankets to help support. So if we're really tight and we're up here, one, you're going to want your sacrum up more so that you can keep a straight spine, and two, you really want support underneath the knees. And as you can find stillness in a supported pose, you're going to start to open, and things will slowly or even quickly start to unwind, unravel, and give you the space that you're wanting. We're going to come over to the left. Bringing your awareness and your attention back to your body scan and how the energy of your personal intention for practice has been weaving into your body. Inhale up to center. Exhale, feel free to put a block underneath the right arm. Reach the left arm over. Inhale back up to center. Beautiful. We're going to come onto our belly. We're going to do some spine strengtheners here. Now, I will suggest too, if you use a pillow that can be flat, that helps support your breasts or your shoulders, as long as you can get comfortable with the front of your neck, you can do that to help through being in a prone position. Just take a deep breath, one side of your face to the mat. Good. All right, now we're going to let's do the left leg first. Just go ahead and grab the outside of the foot. Here's where you can use your strap, and you can wrap it around the outside of the foot and use this to help you pull it forward. You can bring it up over your head. Try not to smack yourself in the face like I did. And you can pull from this point of view. You can bring your knee and your hip out a little more because you want it to stay in a good line, right? So if you do that, you're going to be pulling the same way that your foot is pointing. And your right leg is just relaxing. And you can have the strap over your left shoulder if you'd like as well. Relaxing, opening. As we relax, our life opens, right? The more we push, the harder we go, the more constricted and constrained our options are. The more we relax, we receive the opening, and all the different options that we didn't see before become visible. Good. Go ahead and release the left leg and do it the same thing on the right side. Wrap it around your foot. Get hold of the strap. You can pull it up over your head, over your shoulder, or bringing the knee out to the side, making sure the strap is following the line of your foot so that there's no knee injuries. But to just play it safe, it's really good to have it, your knee beneath your hip aligned with your shoulder, and then just pulling on the strap. We're using the strength in your hand and your arm to bring your heel to your hip. Deep breaths here. Good. And go ahead and release. Bring the strap to the side so that it's unwound. Okay. And then with your forehead to the mat, your chin is tucked. Take a deep breath in. You're going to start engaging your muscles in all of your limbs, in your glutes, in the back of your legs. Inhale, exhale, release. Inhale, lift up all of your limbs. Straight knees. If you really engage your knees, you can really get some lift to the legs. Neutral spine in the neck. Bringing the shoulders up and back, squeezing the blades together. And exhale, release. Right cheek to the mat. Go ahead and, if you can, grab the outsides of your feet. You're going to do both this time. Otherwise, use the strap and wrap it on the outside tops of the feet. Forehead to the mat. Deep breath in, exhale through the mouth. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale. Inhale, kick for floor bow, Dhanurasana. Lift the thighs up off the mat. You're kicking into your hands. And exhale, release, and go ahead and windshield wiper out your legs, left cheek to the mat. Very good. Okay, we're going to do right side and left side. Okay, you're going to bring the palms of your hands to the mat and then rock them underneath your hips. So your elbows are in line with your hips. Your hands are underneath the tops of your thighs, your quads. You can get them in where your pinkies touch, but I'm finding with my new torso from nursing, I can't really do that right now, so that's okay. But this is important to give that release in the elbows. You can have your chin to the mat. Relax your left side. Totally relax it. Inhale, lift your right leg. And do not use your left side at all. You have a pointed toe. And you're lifting, you're using your knee, your quad, your calf, and pushing with your hands. So as you push with your hands, you can get even more. I mean, the foot can go up to the sky. And then go ahead and release. And it's like, I wonder, oh, you can hear me. Sorry, I'm just like, It's when all the stuff comes forward. Okay, release the right side. Getting ready to push into your hands. And inhale, lift the left leg. Using the left lumbar part of your spine, the left part of the thoracic, and using the pressure in your hands to help with the lift. And exhale, release. And then go ahead and unwind the arms. Oh man, and put the right cheek to the mat. Good. Yeah, that one I think I need to do every day. Maybe it's like twice a day for a while. And go ahead and push yourself up to seated. I think I'm getting a tennis elbow from carrying my baby. That's intense. All right. That's all right. Okay, we are going to come into opposite. I'm going to do half lotus. I started in half lotus. I'm going to end in half lotus, but the opposite leg. We're just going to end in a seated position. Seal up the energy and come down into Shavasana. Deep inhales and exhales, and have a smile. Be so thankful for the practice that you've had today. Thank your body. Thank your mind. Thank your spirit. Thank your emotional self for just setting aside everything and coming to your mat and committing your breath and weaving it into the spaces of your body. The power of healing is incredible, and it all comes and starts with us, comes through us, starts with us. Come back to your intention. Think of the mantra we started with, Om Gam Ganapataya Namaha. and how the remover of obstacles, Ganesh, this deity, this energetic force, this universal cosmic law, is here as we merge divine feminine and the divine masculine together. Everything becomes possible. Thank you so much for being here. The light in me sees, knows, and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Now, I want you to take a sip of water if you'd like and come into a comfortable supine position. Close your eyes, go inward. This is the era, this is the time, this is the evolutionary space where we are awakening to what has always been there. Everything, all the answers, all the questions, every single memory from every past, future, current lifetime is all within. So as you go inward, the quiet space and the recesses of your mind, your core, your heart, your whole body, honor that which is within. I recommend you stay here for at least 10 to 15 minutes, 15 being ideal. But if you only have a couple minutes, give yourself that space.